Hello, this is the Elder Scrolls Online webcast and podcast brought to you by Alith, the fun, no pressure, social and casual ESO guild based on the European Mega Server. Welcome on this first of Morningstar to 2016 and episode 9 of Alith-Cast. Oh,
Hey.
hello, welcome to the show. I'm Chris, as usual, and with us tonight, as always, is Gareth. Hi, Gareth.
Hey mate.
Welcome back.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, mate. Yeah. It seems like ages. Well, it has actually been ages because I was looking back and it was November, I think, when we did the last one.
Well, it's last year, wasn't it?
It was last year, yeah. But given this, it's only the first year. and join us again tonight. It's Holly. Hiya.
Hello.
Hello.
It's
Hello.
been ages for me.
It certainly has. Yeah. Because you
Your
were
hair's
the
growing.
last one. It was like,
Yeah, I was ill for the last one, so I
Yeah.
missed it.
so you got over the man flu though.
Yeah, definitely over the man flu. Thank God for that. It lasted long enough.
That's good. Serious illness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Did you hear me on vent? Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Apparently, I sounded nothing like myself. That's a little
Yeah.
story.
You sounded like you'd had sort of like horrendous news, and you
Yeah,
were
like you were crying constantly.
like,
The funny thing is, like at that point in time, I felt fine, but my voice just wasn't working at all. So. Oh,
yeah,
well,
I've been a bit croaky for the last few days, so I went to see Star Wars, and it was an almost completely empty theatre, and
Wow,
then yeah, it was great, and then a family came and sat right behind us because we were in prime spot for the 3D. They came and sat right behind us and proceeded to cough all over us, and then we went
Oh
home. Oh,
no.
bastards. So yeah. Okay, so on with the show.
Mm.
So, first up, it's the Elder Scrolls News and Discussion, news and views from around the world of the Elder Scrolls Online. And what a year! We thought we'd do a roundup of 2015 because, oh my God, what a year 2015 was. I mean, we're looking forward to what's coming on in 2016, but to give you guys some idea of exactly how full 2015 was, we had the justice system was introduced, the champion system was introduced, Elder Scrolls Online went buy to play, and the Crown Store was introduced, console release, Imperial City finally, and then hot on its heels was Orsinium. So it was an absolutely massive year.
And bearing in mind, there was a big gap in the middle there while we were waiting for the whole console release because they were putting so much into that.
That's right.
So
yeah.
really, we had like a lot of stuff at the beginning and then a lot of stuff at the end.
Yeah.
So they've done a lot in a short space of time.
Yeah, I mean everything was pretty much on hold for console.
Mm-hmm.
But
What was your favourite part?
for me, it was Orsinium. Had to be Orsinium. I mean, justice system. I actually made a character, the sneakiest Khajiit I could probably make, and I made her all black and put her in leather outfits and stuff like that. You know. And she was very slim. I didn't go mad on the boob slider, but tried pickpocketing. You know, made quite a bit of money. Tried pickpocketing, got caught, lost all the money, deleted her. Rage quit.
Oh,
Table flip. Rage quit.
Rage quit.
I suppose I had a bonus there because I already had a sneaky Nightblade, so it wasn't so bad. But definitely not deleting that one.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, have either of you guys done anything much with the justice system? I know I haven't really.
Well, since the release of White Gold Tower and having to lockpick your way through
Oh yes,
cages, I've been trying to level this ledge domain.
of course,
And,
yeah.
It's been fun. I've been having fun. I found an easy way to do it. Obviously, lots of Google searching and finding ways to level it up quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, it's been lots of fun. Lots of pop picketing, especially in Orsinium. Actually, it's quite hot to trot in terms of stealing your way from left to right. But yeah.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
Orsinium actually lends itself very well to it, doesn't it? But
It does.
yeah, I went nuts when it came out, because I was always a pick everything up as you go anyway. And then they brought this out, which made it a little bit more difficult, but it just made it more fun, really. So, yeah, I used it a lot, and I actually leveled up my larger domain pretty high, mostly to get the uses less stamina when you sneak.
Oh, right.
Which
yes,
is really helpful for Cyrodiil.
Yeah.
I do PvP a bit. So yeah, I've leveled that up a fair bit. But I think, it differs very much from the DLCs because it didn't add an extra zone or exclusive content.
It added the extra mechanism, didn't it?
Yeah, and you've got the lenders and fences. That's the word I've been looking for. Yay! They've added the fences in, so obviously that's a new addition. But I don't think they're on the same level. I mean, I really like the justice system. At first, I was a bit annoyed because, as I say, I'd like to pick everything up, but I found a way around that, no problem. But obviously, if it comes to DLC, I'm going to say Orsinium by far.
Yeah,
Orsinium rocks.
I was gutted because I just got my provisioner to rank 50 before it came out, and then it came out, and I thought, where the hell am I going to get all my materials for provisioning? Because half of them now were just, you had to steal them unless you picked them up out in the wilds where there was no stealing.
And
but it was really
if you're like me, you
profitable.
grudge stealing something that's worth like 2 gold. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. But to be fair, did they upgrade the stuff that you were getting from your I'll say minions because I can't remember the word. We appear to have forgotten how to English.
Hirelings, is that?
Hirelings, this is it. Yeah, forgot how to English today.
Oh, Gareth, your ghost is back.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
By the way,
A
everybody,
ghost.
Gareth has a ghost.
Gareth's video feed appears to be its own little version of Paranormal Activity because the door keeps opening every time it closes it.
Maybe you got a pet cat and didn't know about it.
Well, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be a poltergeist, which would be alarming.
If my missus hears that, we'd be up all night. We'd be able to sleep.
We'll look out for the pictures moving in the background.
Here's a little nugget of information for you. The word poltergeist means uncouth ghost, sort of one that sort of hovers about and goes, "Ooh, you bastard." But moving on.
It's just closed.
Oh,
it's just closed. That was my missus. I saw it.
And the champion system. We've all done lots with the champion system.
Oh yeah.
I'm constantly changing it. The other day, I actually spent 3,000 gold just to move 1 point.
Oh yeah, I've
1 point. So I'm one of those people that's quite perfectionist. So if it's 20.1, I'm not happy with it. It's got to be either 20 or 21. It can't be 20.1. It can be 20.5 for some reason, but it can't be 20.1. So I kind of wait till I have enough points to get it up to 20.5 or 21, but I can't. And I did it. I just clicked, and then I was like, oh no. So I paid 3,000 gold just to move it. Yeah.
I've swapped mine about a couple of times now.
Yeah.
But
it's not just one.
Being an ex-Yorkshireman, I go for the whole value-added thing. So that if I've got a couple of, it's like I don't know, in the you're doing magician and what's the other one? One's to reduce Magicka costs.
Anarchist.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Magician and Arcanist. So when I'm putting points in, if one of them goes from 21.1 to 21.4 and the other one only goes up by 21.1 to 21.2, I have to go the old value. Get the most out of
diminishing returns.
Yeah.
See, I had been told that you should spread them out over all of them to get the most out of the points or whatever.
It's true.
So, I did that to begin with, and then I realised that that only goes so far, and then you should really concentrate on what you do. So I had to reverse mine, and I've got 389 now, I think.
That's not going, yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Nick got his 501st last night.
Yes,
so,
well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing good. But I believe there's a couple that have that.
I'm nearly at 200.
200? Oh, you're too busy playing on your Aliths.
I know. Yeah. You can tell an alcoholic, can't you? Yeah. I mean, I recently respect my my sorcerer, because I put quite a bit of points into increases your magic. You know, the one that increases your poison, increases your magic damage. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Deltia that set that as respect his, because I do a little bit of a Deltia spec, but a little bit.
You mean elemental damage?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
No, there's one that's magic damage. There's one of the sections.
Oh, you mean Thaumaturge?
Thaumaturge, that's it. Yeah. And I think he worked it out that actual magic damage that you do in the game.
Yeah, there's not many skills.
No. So Agreed. I took everything out of there and dumped it into the one that's elemental. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And my DPS skyrocketed.
Well, you can think about it. I mean, all Sork abilities are either lightning, if you're on a staff, it's fire, or cold, or even force pulse is elemental damage.
It's everything.
All of it's elemental damage. Yeah. The only thing that is affected by magic damage on a Sork is crystal frags, which all Sorks are using. So I wouldn't completely avoid Thaumaturge, but I would still put something in there. But majority of your points absolutely needs to go into elemental.
Yeah, I was well impressed. It's so... I'd say it was so flexible, but in some ways it can be a little bit inflexible, can't it? Because if you try to be flexible, you end up gimping yourself severely. If you try to be too flexible, it's a very, very good way of specialising, which I
don't know if I would say gimping yourself severely. I mean, there's the players, the min-maxers,
depends what you want to do,
who plan out every single point, and then there's me who kind of just bumbles along if it's somewhere I think might work, right? And if it doesn't work, I move them around. It doesn't really bother me that much.
Yeah, then there's us sorcerers that want to see the maximum DPS figure.
Yeah, I do have to say there's often a time I log into Vent and Gareth in a room with another Sork of some sort, trying to max out their abilities to the very best, and I'm just like, bothered with that. But then, I'm a Nightblade, so maybe if I had a Sork I would be interested, but no. But then I'm not going to be a min-maxer. I don't think I'll ever be a min-maxer, but I appreciate that, you guys put a lot of effort into that, and that's a part of the game that you guys enjoy. It's not
I don't put any effort into it. I just read what other people do.
I think you spend long enough trying to think of names that you can't really be a min-maxer, can you, Princess? Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, did you get a name for your orc?
I think so. Yes, I did. Yeah. I can't remember what it was because I haven't played it since. I decided to create a tank. Finally, plucked up the courage to decide to play a tank, and couldn't find anywhere that told me how to level a tank or how to start or anything. So I need to ask guildies about leveling.
You don't start as
a tank.
Stamina as DPS.
Yeah.
Just put the skills on your bar, swap it over before you hand quests, and level up those skills as you go. It's not fun to level as a tank. It's not worth it.
Yeah. But yes. Yeah. That could have been a funny thing that happened to me on the way to Mournhold, actually, but it's a little bit boring. The fact that I perfected my orc, so she looked totally badass, absolutely brilliant. She looked fantastic, and then spent so much time trying to think of a name. I got logged out and lost it. Rage quit.
Gareth, do you do that? Do you spend ages designing out a character? No, I don't care. I kind of just zip through it.
Randomize. Until I find one I don't mind, and then I might tweak it a bit, and then I'm done. Yeah.
That's terrible.
What about console?
Ashamed of
you guys
yourself.
played it on the console?
No.
Because we had console release this year as well, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was quite big for ZeniMax if you think about it. They took a lot of resource and really dived into that whole console release.
And they really had to change a lot of things about for the console as well, didn't they? Because they couldn't have the chat the same because of the fact that you don't have a keyboard sitting on your controller, do you?
Well, to be fair,
that's right. Yeah.
I only ever played the Elder Scrolls series on console. Elder Scrolls Online is the first Elder Scrolls game I've played on the PC. and that's because it was released on the PC before it was released on console.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been a big fan of Elder Scrolls on the console. Saying that, though, I haven't tried Elder Scrolls Online on the console yet. I don't know what it is. I can't get my head around using those little joysticks instead of my mouse and keyboard now.
Yeah.
You talk about min-maxing. One of the things that I love is that complete freedom to just swoosh your mouse and you're looking up and you look around. And you can jump. I don't know if I could do that with a console now. Those old days, it was Skyrim. It was kind of, all I saw was my hands and swords. Now I'm looking at third-person view. I just don't know if it will work. But saying that, it was a massive success, wasn't it?
It really was, yeah.
They had that whole week where it almost shut down. There were so many people trying to log on. Remember?
Yeah, they had real login issues, didn't they? In fact, it ended up affecting the PC version as well, if I recall. We had login, or was that when it went buy to play?
I think that was when it went buy to play, wasn't it? Yeah. We
had login issues just because there were so many people trying to log in.
The login queues for console release for the guys on the consoles were immense. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't play console. Is that not like the same for most games at release? I mean, is there not always that kind of? Everyone's trying to get in.
I think it's as big as that.
I have no idea.
I think it's as big as that. No.
But then Elder Scrolls is a huge name, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a massive IP. I mean, it was such a roaring success on consoles was Skyrim that you can imagine them sort of champing at the bit, wanting to get hold of another Elder Scrolls game. So.
Yeah, well, I was before Online came out. That's why I started playing it on the PC, because I was excited about the next Elder Scrolls game and found out it was on PC first.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. For those of us who were on console all the time and stayed on console, I'm sure they were chomping at the bits. Absolutely.
It was bizarre with me, because I'd played so many sort of high fantasy MMOs previous to Elder Scrolls Online. And the one things I always liked fighting monsters. The weirder and the weirder the better, and more impressive the better. So I really wasn't getting my head around, sort of fighting the vast majority of the time humanoids, which you do an awful lot in Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah,
think of how many humanoids compared to monsters that you and looking at something like World of Warcraft, where it's predominantly monsters or creatures that you're fighting rather than humanoids. So I'd come from that background and thought, will I really like it? And then I was in beta for about 6 hours and pre-ordered.
Yeah.
With all the bugs at beta, that's how impressed I was with it. So yeah, very, very good. Good job, really.
Big changes. Yeah. The big changes is obviously the change from subscription to, basically free to play.
Yeah.
Buy it, you can play. I think it was a big move, Sauce. I mean, brave move.
The internet exploded briefly for a while.
It did indeed, yeah. I mean, but they had been waiting on that for a year, was it?
I think it was yeah. I think it's probably financially to have it start off as a subscription. Do we know whether that financially that was the plan to get
to move to it,
to lots of money to start off with on the subscription, and then, or whether they were sort of dipping the toe into subscription? And because I know they said that it was always going to be a subscription model, didn't they? Which it still is a subscription model.
Correct. Yeah. But
it's
I think it's just quite clever, because if you remember what the game was like when it first started, there was a lot of hype. It started, and then there was a lot of complaints and a lot of kind of people looking at the game going, I don't quite feel it. And I know I felt the same when I first went into the game.
Yeah.
And I started the kind of basic level quests that you do right in the beginning. And then I was like, well, is it Skyrim? Is it like Skyrim? It's not really like Skyrim for me.
Yeah.
And there were parts of the quest I'd get there and I just couldn't proceed because the quest wasn't working. And I think what they did was they were quite clever about it, and they stopped the subscription piece. let people come in and see how the game had changed and evolved over the year that it had been running.
Yeah.
And I think, and I, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think it was a very wise move, and they're probably making more money now with people still subscribing than they would have done if they'd carried on with the subscription only.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I mean, with the guild, we see so many in the applications that we get
coming back.
They say I was in beta and then I wasn't really feeling it, and then it went by to play, so I came back.
And they've stuck around.
And they've stuck around, loving it. Yeah,
loving it. Yeah.
So
I mean, wise move.
Yeah, I mean, we get sort of, with the guild, we get natural wastage. So people will come with MMOs. People would play MMOs. I mean, I was terrible, like a butterfly, one MMO to the next when I got bored with the other one. But you'll see later on in the show just how many people have stayed with ESO and have stayed with Alith for a long time.
We got a DLC, which made a lot of people come back as well.
Yes.
Didn't it?
Yeah,
made a lot of people angry as well.
Well, let's explain this quickly, just in case anyone doesn't know. Imperial City was promised from the get-go. It was promised as part of PvP, and it was promised to be an update with the game. I mean, at that time we were subscribing to the game to play the game, so it was promised as a free update for subscribers.
That's right.
Then we went buy to play, so people could choose not to subscribe until still play the game, which meant they would have to buy the Imperial City DLC, which people weren't happy about because they had been subscribing for a year and it had been promised, and then they ended up having to pay for it or subscribe for it. But in the end, I think it was worth it, to be honest.
It was, yeah.
I mean, it's still one of the most popular raids we run, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
IC runs are always chock-a-block and good fun as well. And also, I mean, if you compare them with all the runs we do at Alith, in terms of the reward you get at the end of them, I'm often sitting at the deconstruction tables, deconstructing for like a good 5-10 minutes after the run. All the ads, all the items I've picked up. It's good fun, plus all the Telvar stones.
Yeah, I mean, people were dreadfully worried about I mean, I was a bit sceptical of the Telvar system to start off with. And people were dreadfully worried that, you're going to be, you're in PvP and we don't like the idea that other players are going to be able to steal your stuff. It's not supposed to be a hardcore PvP game and blah, 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 blah. And as you were saying, the rewards at the end of it, particularly now with things like Rubedite and Rubido leather and Ancestor silk that drops in Imperial City.
Well, I mean, let's be fair, until the latest DLC, that was the only way to get those materials.
To get those materials, it was, yeah. So it really is. It's a good thing. With you lose Telvar stones. I've got Telvar stones in my bag. I haven't spent any.
Yeah, I haven't spent mine either.
I haven't spent any. It hasn't made the slightest bit of difference to me, hasn't the Telvar system, to be honest. And looking at how much Telvar stones you need for stuff, and
they did lower the cost, though, I think, of most things, actually.
I believe they did,
reassessed it after a while.
Yeah.
But as I spoke of Orsinium, we can now get the materials there, of course, which is the newest DLC, which is Rothgar.
Yes.
And it blew my mind, and I know it blew Princess's mind when he played through it as well, as he told us numerous times.
Absolutely. Oh my
God. It's epic. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so full of content. Even now that I've finished the quest lines, just running around, you always find something to do, don't you?
Yeah.
There's always something to look at or go into. Or
you do. I mean, before we go any further, we should give a spoiler alert. I know there are people, in fact I believe one of our officers, mentioning no names, who is not present tonight, don't worry, hasn't actually played any of Orsinium. So look away now, mate. Block your ears, go la la la, because we might give away a few spoilers. So we should warn everybody. So
who's this?
Yeah.
Paul,
yes.
Oh, Paul has Orsinium.
Yeah, but he hasn't played any of the storyline yet.
Oh, I didn't know that. Because he's been doing the world bosses and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he's from last
he's
last
just
I
not
spoke to him
finished
about
the last
it.
bit.
Possibly.
Finish
yeah.
the last bit.
Yeah, possibly. But I mean, the story. I mean, I was getting when you first go up those steps and speak to the Forge Mother, and she is so badass. I was like, I wish she was my mother. She's fantastic. She's absolutely brilliant. And you get sort of, is it about halfway through the storyline?
Yeah, you start.
Must be about halfway through the storyline, and it's like, what?
Oh, wait a minute.
What? Seriously? What, bitch? And that bloody king, what an arsehole. You should see it coming, really, because they deliberately lead you down the garden path
to
absolutely dislike a certain person who turns out to be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Do you not think he's sort of the counterpart in the Orsinium storyline to I'm such a poor ESO player of the companions, the one that Lyris hates. Abnathan. Do you not think he is the Abnathan of Orsinium, who ends up being king at the end because he's so sarcastic and he's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Don't you just love Abnathan?
You know what I like about Orsinium, actually? You know how it differs from all the other zones is that you can walk around and there will be NPCs interacting with the surroundings, and it's unique. It is specific to that exact area, and there's numerous NPCs that have their own interactions, which are nowhere to be seen anywhere else in Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it, the detail they've gone into.
Yeah,
I mean, they bumped it up a notch, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the bears that are sort of scratching themselves on trees.
Right. Bears.
Bears.
They brought bears out.
They brought bears out.
They brought bear mounts.
Bear
pets. And I squealed. I actually squealed when I seen the bear mounts. And then I bought a bear mount and I started riding around on the bear mount. And then I decided that I was never going to spend any more crown points on bear mount. They ruined it. They ruined such a beautiful, beautiful mount by making your legs jiggle around like they're not attached to your torso.
You waddle.
It's awful.
The best thing to do with the bear mounts is, do you hide any of the speed or carry capacity?
Yeah, I hide the
effects?
Bags. Yeah.
Put the bags back on, because it hides your legs a little bit, and there's not so much of a gap between your backside and the saddle of the bear. That's the ticket.
They ruined it. They need to fix it, Princess.
It is a little bit. I'm sure your body would not stay rock solid while your legs.
But really, I mean,
down,
I'm pretty sure I mean, I need to try and take a video of it when my character is on because it looks ridiculous. Like, I actually bought a guar instead because, I was that.
That looks pretty ridiculous. But it's not as bad as the bear.
No, the guars are awesome. I have completely turned around on the guars. The guars are awesome. You need a guar, definitely.
Yeah. If you're listening, Zenimax, you need to. If you're not going to make the bears wobble less, we need to wobble more. We need to get thrown out more or assume a better. We're not skiing. You know what I mean? We're not skiing. Our legs don't sort of go up and down like that when we go over bumps or anything like that. No, it needs to be sorted. But yeah, I totally bought a white bear armored white bear.
They've lost me as a bear customer.
So yeah.
It's that movie. It's because of that movie, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, the really crap movie.
What was it called?
Well,
it was called Stardust, wasn't it?
No, that was totally different. That wasn't.
Stardust was amazing. What are you on about? You just called Stardust crap, Gareth. I don't think we can.
It wasn't Stardust
anymore.
It was the Amber Spyglass you're thinking of. Is it the Amber Spyglass? Yeah, the Amber Spyglass.
No. It's definitely Stardust.
What?
With the polar bears.
The The armored polar bears? No, it wasn't Stardust.
Oh, right, okay.
Trust me on this.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm.
Yeah. The Golden Compass.
Our director says Golden.
Our director says it's the Golden Compass. Yeah. The Amber Spyglass was the last one in the series of the 3 books.
Yes, he's absolutely right. It is the Golden
There
Compass.
you go. That was it.
Had the same feel as Stardust.
You should read the books. Fantastic books.
Are they?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I'll do
fantastic book. But heading off topic. Orsinium, yes, it has made me laugh. It has made me go, what? It even, I know, bald, great big beard, tough thingy, made me cry.
Aww.
Do you remember, is it Honor's Rest? Do you remember Honor's Rest? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps already. With the Khajiit that was adopted by the Orcs.
Yes.
Those letters that his mother left for him. You need to go back with a new character, Holly, and do Honor's Rest again.
Yeah, I think I do, because I didn't have a clue.
I spent through a bit of the... Well, the thing is, you don't read the letters.
Word.
That's the problem.
No, I did read the letters.
Yeah, I didn't.
I don't normally. No, you just click on and click off because that's like the next step of the thing. But I read the letters and I was like, I was so hoping, I was so hoping that he'd find his parents, that they'd be fine. But I knew for a fact that just wasn't going to happen. Oh, absolutely fantastic. So, but yes, Orsinium, definitely my favourite.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, definitely double thumbs up. That, yeah, well done. Well done, Zenimax.
I mean, that's kind of the wrap up of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It is, yeah.
Which brings some exciting and hopefully as good quality as Orsinium, updates for 2016.
Yes, yeah.
Yep. February, I think we might be expecting something.
Yeah, we're in first quarter. We are in first quarter, and the quarterly schedule says that at some point in January, February, or March, obviously, Thieves Guild. Take it away, guys, because I don't know. I'm conflicted about Thieves Guild because I'm such a rubbish thief.
I actually, in Skyrim, it was one of my favourite little quest lines. It's probably one of the ones that I remember the most, actually, out of all the quests I did in Skyrim, and I spent a long time in Skyrim. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that, actually, especially if they bring some of the, Skyrim-y feel back to that, rat sewers and all. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to do it? I mean, we don't know.
Do you think it'll be all underground? Well, like the base, I mean.
Do you know what I think they're going to do? I think they're going to rewrite an entire story, quest line, from the start area all the way through to the end area. That's how I think. So no new maps. No, I don't know.
Well,
I have no clues.
There is going to be a new area, isn't there?
There is going to be a new area, but isn't that more?
They did say it was going to be smaller, though, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yes, so it's going to be like kind of an underground, sort of like what we've got with the. You mentioned them earlier. What were they? With the justice system.
The
and all the
Refuge.
major cities. Yeah, Refuge. That's the one. I think it's going to be something. So I have no clue, but this is how I'm envisaging it. I think it's going to be like. Will
it not actually be brought in to be part of the refuge? Do you not think?
Absolutely. I really do. It's all going to integrate. It has to do.
I mean,
otherwise.
Those refuges. I don't know if that's what you say.
Big.
They are big, and there's a lot in them that just isn't getting used, or people
there's a lot of assets in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. So I'd never thought about that before.
It's going to be the Hut It's going to be the Hut expansion, isn't it, for Elder Scrolls Online? Star Wars Online thing.
Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, and the quest lines that we've done with them.
That's right.
It's going to be exactly the same, but now we're going to be using kind of the Justice System / Thieves Guild, all wrapped up in this massive quest line.
It would make
in the existing content.
Yeah, it would make a huge amount of sense for you to, when you go into your starting area, to be offered, as you say, as well as Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, Undaunted, to be offered Thieves Guild storyline.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how they've always done it. So
am I thinking that the Thieves Guild quest line in Skyrim led on to the Nightingale.
Yes,
I'm right on that. So, does that mean that they will be brought into Elder Scrolls?
Depends on the timeline, doesn't it?
Or would they not have existed at that point in time? No, surely they would have.
A very, very good point. Yeah. Go and research it, Holly, and you can tell us next time.
I'll let you know.
Let us know. Yeah.
Well, the Night Mother exists, and that leads quite nicely on to the next part that's coming. Hopefully,
Does the Night Mother exist already?
Well, there's the enchanting table for Night Mother.
Yes. Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's true.
So Dark Brotherhood.
There's the armor set and everything. Yeah.
So again, I think Dark Brotherhood might be slightly different because in some of the later Elder Scrolls series, it was tough to become part of the Dark Brotherhood. Like you had to go in. I think it was Oblivion. You had to kill someone. But in Skyrim, it was a lot harder to find that initial quest, wasn't it? Yeah. It was a little bit more of a challenge. It was kind of like becoming a werewolf or a vampire. It was a lot more of a challenge. You had to be at a certain place at a certain time. And I think that's what's going to be quite intriguing with Dark Brotherhood. Is I'm hoping they're going to kind of do something else. They've got Thieves Guild, and you can follow this Thieves Guild quest, and it might lead you into a decision where you have to either go bad or go more.
See,
do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm going to be a bit controversial here. I didn't do the Dark Brotherhood quest in Skyrim. I specifically avoided it because I knew from Christoph playing it that you had to kill people. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Blah, blah, blah.
Was it in Oblivion where the first time you came across the Dark Brotherhood was
when you murdered someone?
When you murdered someone and then you woke up from sleep and there was a note?
Skyrim, isn't it? You end up having to murder somebody to get the note.
Well, Dark Brotherhood is about assassins, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
It's what they do. It's Night Mother.
And bear in mind as well, when they brought the justice system in, that gave you the ability to murder people, to kill an innocent.
The NPCs,
NPCs, yeah. So that's possibly, I would imagine it's going to be harder to do, because if you're killing innocents, you're putting yourself at risk of maybe, I put your tinfoil hat on, Thieves Guild, are they going to introduce the Enforcer system? And with the introduction of the Enforcer system, when Dark Brotherhood comes out, is, this guy, he's murdered, you take that quest, you've murdered an innocent, and you've got to avoid the Enforcers as well. I don't know.
See, I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that they've abandoned that part.
The Enforcer system.
The Enforcer system.
Yeah.
They had action shots at one of the. I don't know. Was it? Oh, I can't remember what it was at now. Quake? Oh, I don't know. QuakeCon? Maybe. Yeah. They had action shots of it in action, obviously, and then we heard nothing about it. Like they literally stopped talking about it. Full stop after they released the justice system. So I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that they've put that on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah, I think wait for Thieves Guild. We'll see.
And see. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there was so much controversy, wasn't there, with the Telbar system where it promoted ganking. Basically, that's what people were saying. This just promotes ganking and everything.
And a lot of call for people didn't want PvP in a PvE area as
exactly.
well.
Yeah.
There was huge shout outs about that. Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
But what else? What's the clock? I'm thinking Clockwork, but I can't think what it's called.
Clockwork City.
Clockwork City, is that what it's called?
Right.
Yeah.
You two are both you three. I'm looking at three people on screen, and one of them's me. Dear. You three, yeah. You two, you've both completed Orsinium, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Everybody out there, massive spoiler alert. At the end of Orsinium, someone comes to speak to you.
Yep.
And gives you a clue and mentions Sotha Seal's ancient lost city. So the story will continue.
Spoiler from somebody else saying that, but I don't recall seeing it myself. So it's obviously one of those things where I wasn't really paying attention.
Did you not speak to that person?
I did.
Yeah.
I maybe just perhaps didn't read what he said.
Yeah, I was right. I was on it like a rat up a drain pipe. As soon as he mentioned, so I thought, what's Sothaseal's Lost City? What's this he's telling me about? You know what I mean? This is where the story... It was basically, and the story will continue in Sothaseal's Lost City, which is Clockwork.
So do we think that that'll be part of one of these DLCs?
No.
Will that be a future DLC?
No. Yeah, that's a future DLC. That's going to be... I reckon that's 2016's Orsinium. Without a doubt.
Right.
That's my prediction. 2016's Orsinium, which is going to be...
So we're looking at the end of the year then.
I reckon the end of the year, either third quarter or maybe even fourth quarter. I'd say third quarter, I don't know.
Well, what have we been promised this year? We've been promised...
New raids.
They're looking into housing.
Yes. Housing, yeah. New raids.
And possibly an arena for PvP, like small-scale PvP.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So I can see it on our screen, and I know I'm absolutely dying for it, but who actually found that? Because
it was
ESO Live. It was on.
Yeah, Brian Wheeler.
Was it on live?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So exciting. So exciting.
Were you not able to get excited about it until you knew where the quote had come from?
No, because every time somebody mentions small-scale PvP arena, one-on-one dueling, ESO just shut down. They just refused to comment, refused to answer. They actually got quite, reserved about it, and I was, it was frustrating me because it's such a small thing you can do to add this huge dimension to the game, and they just haven't done it. Similar to how much I get frustrated with the target dummies. Just put a target dummy in the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
so frustrating.
For that.
But anyway, so every time somebody brought up arena, PvP, 1v1 dueling, it was always this reserved, we'll see. And it was frustrating me. So if you've actually managed to confirm that is fantastic.
Mr. Wheeler, yes.
Although, I don't think it's been confirmed for this year, but it's been confirmed that it's in the works.
It will happen.
I don't think they've said when it will come out.
It's not.
But I think it's the same for most things. They don't actually say anymore when they're going to come out. They just say that these things are being worked on. Just so they don't get angry people saying, you said this would be here.
If they'd been really reserved about it, and everybody, the calls for it had just died down, there was no longer chat in ESO Live full of ESO PvP arena, just constantly scrolling with everybody getting really mad. If that had died away and died down, then they probably would have said, well, let's take it off there and let's put it a little bit further down the list and see if people start asking for it again. But fair dues, people have been really, really persistent in wanting PvP arenas and small scale PvP. So
it's more than that though. Dueling. I mean, one of the things that frustrates me is when you have one of your buddies says, my Argonian bowman will take you out in seconds, and you're like,
whatever, mate.
Hang on a minute, let's have this conversation. And you're like, let's just think about this for a second. And there's no way you can go, well, let's go try it.
You can't test it.
I'm hoping it's going to be not just faction against faction, PvP as PvP is today, but also friend against friend. Real small scale 1v1 or 4v4. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be so much fun. Just think about how much fun it's going to be.
The only way to test your PvP build is to go out and die a lot in Cyrodiil or in Imperial City.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can't test it. At least with a PvE build, you can go and there's mobs bloody everywhere. You know what I mean? All over the place. You can just walk out of Mournhold and, there you are. Kill a few netches.
But then there's, PvP players like me that kind of just go into PvP with my PvE gear and hope for the best.
Well, yeah, I do that as well. Yeah, I must admit.
It works half the time, I suppose.
As long as we don't get them bloody silly World of Warcraft style. Do you remember? Outside of Ogrimmar, you stood, you're looking in your inventory or whatever. Next thing, there's a damn flag sticking out of the ground at the side. So-and-so wants to duel. You've been challenged to a duel. And you feel like a right numpty because you go, no, I'm a Care Bear, go away. As long as it's not anything like that, then fine.
Okay, guys. What about ESO wish lists? Like, what would you like to see in the game in a future DLC or an update?
I've said mine. I'm done.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's mine. Full stop.
Go on, Holly. What's yours?
I don't know.
That's no good.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know. I'm not Belfast. Another Orsinium or something along those lines I will be more than happy with, but it has to have a trial. The next DLC better have a trial, or I'm not going to be very happy. Yeah. I think we've had enough of AA and Hellra. I mean, that's been, like, I've been playing since beta, so I think we've been playing those long enough now. Either that, or they need to change them up or scale them to be R16 at least. Yeah. So.
For me,
the rewards are better now. We'll get into that later.
For me, more dungeons. More, I'll say this is going to sound silly, more accessible dungeons, because the dungeons that were introduced with Imperial City are really quite daunting. Are they not?
Yeah. They are. I mean, they are. They're very different.
They're still not.
They took a big leap from what they had before. They made it a bit more difficult. I mean, they have eased that now, I believe. They've actually nerfed it a little bit, just the damage that you receive rather than anything else. But I think a lot of people are still avoiding those dungeons because they hear about how... But I have to say, if you haven't been in, go, because they are so pretty. Even if you die a million times, it's really worth just going in to see. And they're fun. And we have learning raids, so I mean, anyone that hasn't been in before, you can certainly go along to learning raid, and it's half expected that you die all the time anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't happen though. Just
on the learning raid, it doesn't.
It's really not that.
It's normal. It's good.
I mean, if you've got someone in your ear saying, right, this is going to happen, let's talk it over and we can discuss what's going to happen. You're not going to die a million times. You're just not, because you've got help there and you know what to expect, and you've been given some helpful tips and tricks to do.
You need to come on some of our learning raids, because we've got guys there that they're fantastic.
And they've been through it like a million times.
They know it like the back of their hand, and they'll go in and they'll say, right, when we go into here, this is what's going to happen. This is what you do. And, you know, you might think, well, some people will say, well, no, I want to experience it for myself. And then they get all mad when they die a lot. You know what I mean? But, yeah, the learning raids that we do are fantastic.
Definitely. Brilliant. I mean, but everyone has their own nuances as well. Like, some people might do a certain tactic one way and other people might do another way, and that's fine if it works. You know, you just don't want to drag people in there just to, you know, end up giving up after 2 hours.
Die. Yeah. And let's see what else am I looking for? I want jewel crafting, please.
Jewelry crafting.
Jewelry. It's the only thing we can't craft in game. You're relying on drops. We should be able to craft jewelry. Really?
I know. It's almost like what drops before then. Like, I don't know. I actually don't. I agree. It would be so nice if I could just change that V16 purple to a gold. It'd be nice if I could do that. But, you know, I can kind of see why they've done it the way they've done it.
And let's face it, at game launch, best in slot was supposed to be always crafted.
Yeah.
That was what they promised us, was best in slot was always crafted.
I totally am with Gareth. I totally understand why they've done it. Everything else is craftable and changeable, but the jewellery, to get the best jewellery, you have to either work for it or spend a crap load of gold getting it. And I think that's
fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair enough, but no, jewellery crafting and 10 more zones like Orsinium.
Not asking too much.
Asking too much, no.
And lastly, just a small one, but I know it was very popular on the Alith forums, was PvP housing. I mean, player housing.
Player housing.
Very, a lot of people are very excited about that in Alith, especially.
Yeah.
Very excited. I mean, I never really delved into that in Skyrim, but I think it's going to be quite interesting. And it all kind of builds with that crafting piece, doesn't it? So.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if they do like, let's see, EverQuest 2 for, I think, is the EverQuest 2 Lord of the Rings Online, where housing items were hugely popular as crafted items. You could make an absolute fortune by crafting chairs and tables and cupboards. So, yeah. So.
And that's it.
That's it. That's our roundup. What a massive roundup as well. Roundup and look forward to 2016. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Okay, so public competition time, which we'll talk about the last competition. It was a fun competition. I particularly enjoyed it. I even got involved. I know that officers are not allowed to win, which is a pity because I think I probably would have. But I thought it was a great idea. I've always liked. I don't know. Work always seems to do these like caption kind of. Here's a picture, come up with a caption, and I thought it was a great idea. And what we had, you'll probably see them up in a few seconds, is a picture of Belle in game with Holly, who's with us, and the guildies had to come up with a caption that was quite funny. And we had 3 winners, top winners. The first place went to Mac Julos. Congratulations.
Well done, Mac.
Nice one.
Winning everything, aren't you?
You guys, Ollie.
Mac wins
Ollie,
the internet.
You're going to act out your role.
Right, okay. So Mac has put as my wording, my hair is gleaming like the slain mad Arcasbur's spilled brains on a sunny day. Best work on your compliments or it won't be the flat side of the sword bumping your head next time.
Well, back to the drawing board then. That was Max.
Well done, Mac. Congratulations.
You had to make it hard to say, didn't you?
First place. We had second place was Hermhild. You're gonna act those out as well, guys. Come on.
Okay, so for my part, he's written, "I'm Holly, he's Ollie. Get it right next time, or there will be consequences."
I'll remember it one of these days.
Is Belle a bit confused about if he's gay or not? Okay. Third place is
where did that come from?
I don't know. She's upset about the fact that he called her Ollie. I don't know. Never mind. Ollie and Guild's gonna laugh. And third place was Gothic. Come on, one more time, guys. One more time.
Okay. Throwing a temper tantrum isn't going to get you any more meat.
I'm in trouble now. She's using the mummy voice.
Yeah, she uses the mummy voice often.
Not the mummy voice.
Although I have to say, the mummy voice is well known in Alith now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. I've got stuck in my head. I've got stuck in my head now. Holly going Imhotep.
Oh, the mummy voice.
The mummy voice. Yeah.
That was a worse part than Irish Paul could have.
No. Note to Gareth. Next episode, bring your sense of humour.
Yes, I'll try. I'll bring. Anyway, congrats, guys. Well done. Well deserved.
Yes, they were great.
So,
well done.
New competition. And this is a very interesting one. Again, very clever, very well thought out. I really like it. We're going to call it the secret message. So, this is how it's going to work. All of the officers have been given a secret word which our guild members and members of the public, if you want to, need to get from the officers. So what you need to do is when you're in game and you see one of the officers online, so me or Holly or Chris or any one of us, you see us online, you need to say or type a particular phrase to us, and that phrase will then allow us to give you the secret word. Then what you have to do is you need to take those words, all 7 of them, that's right, put them in the correct order and feed that back to us. And the first 3 people to get that correct secret message, all in sequence, back to us at info@alith-ESO.com will win 20,000 in-game gold.
Nice.
Seems pretty easy to me.
It does.
Yeah.
But is that on the screen? Am I allowed to tell them the words?
You're allowed to tell them the phrase that they've got to say to us for us to give them.
That's what yeah. So these aren't the droids you're looking for. You will give me the secret guild word.
And bear in mind that you can't sneak an extra word out of one officer. you have to speak to all of us. No cheating allowed.
It does depend on the order in which you ask, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it has to be a whisper as well. You have to be in game, and you have to approach us and whisper us. So.
But exciting secret message.
Indeed, yeah. And for non-guild members, the guild officers' names that you have to whisper are displayed at the end of the show.
Yes.
So write them down. Use the.
I'm really excited about getting random whispers when I'm in PvP.
Yeah. We won't ninja invite you. Don't worry. That's not what it's about.
No, it's exciting, and it might give us a chance to get to know a couple more of the members.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Always nice.
So good. Yeah. Good luck, people, and we look forward to your whispers.
Indeed. Yes.
We're not scary, promise.
We're not. No. We're very nice, really.
All right, good. So next section, Guild News and Community Spotlight. We'll start off with the Guild rating. So most of you already know this, but we've launched the new Learning Dungeon runs, which have been going fairly well. I think you mentioned this earlier, Princess, when you said that the new dungeons, because at the moment we're only doing the two. So we're doing Imperial City Prison, we're doing Old Tower runs. Yeah. We're only doing them on normal, but I think people have been a bit hesitant to come on. It hasn't been as busy as we anticipated initially. But, they're still fun, still good runs. So if you guys are keen, I don't know, I think we might set the requirements a bit high. So I was thinking about whether we maybe drop it down. So I know I've got an alt that's a veteran 1. I know Nick's probably got some alts that are a bit lower. So we might consider dropping it down and running kind of veteran 1 to veteran 15 instead of kind of locking it at veteran 15, because I think that might be the limitation.
Yeah.
Always when we're advertising in Guild, we're always seeing people say, yeah, I'd love to come. I'm just not quite at that level yet. So in the pipeline, we're thinking about it. Also, the relaunch of the XP raids, which is quite exciting. By the time this gets released, we will have done our first one, which is this Sunday. So, and I looked tonight, it's only the Friday night, and there's already pretty much full. So exciting. I know a lot of people were kind of hesitant to go back to the raiding because the rewards weren't as good, but they've now upped the rewards that you get for being on the leaderboard, so top 100 positions. Not many guilds are still raiding anymore, so still a good chance that you're going to get on that top 100 list, and you're getting really good, valuable gold jewelry.
Good stuff.
A lot of the time. Nice. So, that's a relaunch. Other than that, just keep coming, keep signing up, keep joining. We'll always keep busy. I know the ICE raids are still very popular and still going strong. PvP raids are probably more popular than I've ever seen them at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're running into groups almost every single time now.
Every time, it's really, really ramped up. So, and I know there was a recent event, maybe you can touch on it a bit, Holly, the one that they did, the bespoke PvP event that I missed.
And I missed it too because I was working. But basically, 2 of our PvP raid leaders, Sick and Bladed, were going to lead 2 teams, but in the end they decided to let the members lead, and they just had to be part of the group and keep track of scores and stuff. So we had a PvP event with 2 teams, and the teams had to compete to collect as many points. Now they had points for taking keeps, points for taking outposts, and points for taking resources, and there was points for taking scrolls as well, but that's a whole different ball game. So basically they had the 2 teams, and they had to get as many points as they could. Obviously keeps giving the most points, but resources were quicker, so different tactics that could be used. So there was I think Team Fun was one team, and the winners, I think, were the other team. And Team Fun actually won that event, and they got prizes for that. But they all had a blast, and actually had a few people asking for it to happen again sometime soon. So obviously it went really well. But our PvP events have been so popular recently.
I believe everybody was PvPing last night as well.
Yeah, an impromptu raid last night until I think I got to bed about 3 a.m. Something like that. So,
very it was midnight PvP run.
But I think on the whole, as a PvE guild, our PvE skills have definitely improved, and we're working better as a team, and we're having a lot more fun. You know, it's fun to actually get somewhere, take some peeps and resources, and not immediately lose them straight after. So yeah. It's good.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, so moving on, recruitment status. Still recruiting, if I'm not mistaken.
We're
indeed, sitting on around, I think it was, last I checked on registrations on the website, it was 460 registrations. And I know Bell keeps on top of that. So like as we lose members for clearing out for inactivity, we do clear out but yeah, I think recently there was a big clear out from an inactive point of view, and we are down to about 415 now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we're still open, right. We're still recruiting. Get onto the website. We're actually, and I don't know if I'm allowed to plug this, Bell, but I'm going to. We're actually looking at maybe scaling down the application form, so it's not going to be like you're applying for your visa, as someone once said. But yeah, we're scaling it down. But get on the website, have a look at the guild. We've got really good ethos. Get online, fill out that form, and we will review your applications.
I mean, it takes a few minutes to fill out the form, but let's face it,
yes.
We're totally worth it.
Well, we are.
Yeah, this is true.
And it's important. Yeah. I think it's important. That vetting piece. One thing that I feel is a big pride point for me at Alith is the fact that every single officer reads every single application that comes to their inbox.
Yes.
Not one of us bypasses any of them. We all read every question you answer. We go into it quite in depth, in detail. We discuss it. We have a conversation about it. And then we make our decision on whether we want that person in or
Absolutely.
not. So, if you're looking to join a guild where we review and consider every single application, and let me tell you, it's a lot. Get on alith.eso.com and get applying. Definitely.
I mean, that form, it's not. Some of the old guilds filling in the form, it was a formality.
Yeah.
It's not. We want to know about you. You know what I mean? We want to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not just a guild. We're a huge community, and we really need to know about you. We need to know, how fantastic you are, and so make the community better.
I think a lot of people end up applying because they've heard through somebody who's already in the guild, and that's exactly what we're all about. It's about making the community a bigger, better, friendlier place. Not necessarily bigger. I mean, I'm quite happy with the size it is, but we want to keep it that friendly community. We're not looking to be a Zerg group or anything, but
absolutely.
If you know anyone that's in Alith, or you want to speak to any of us in game about Alith, then feel free to whisper us or mail us, and we'll happily chat away to you and
definitely
answer any questions that you have.
Maybe when you're asking for your secret word.
Yeah, a good time.
We won't ninja invite, you're honest.
Yes. And one more thing, we are still looking for a recruitment champion. So if doing this, what we're talking about now, absolutely suits you, then get applying for the recruitment role. So any of you guys in Alith, you're all eligible. If you feel that, if you feel the way about the guild that I do, then make sure that you're out there talking to your friends about it, doing your recruiting. But if you want to do it on official capacity, apply for the recruitment champion role, and we will get you in there.
Good stuff.
Good. And then finally, we're going to talk about our funny story. A funny thing happened to me on my way to Mournhold. It's actually not such a funny story in terms of something that's happened, but I found this absolutely hilarious when it happened. Basically, what happened? Obviously, we have monthly or quarterly awards for our members. Those who have been with us for a while, those of us those who have gone above and beyond, and the officers and both the members. We're all recognizing our fellow members for the work that they do within the guild. And it was the night that Bell was going to actually announce the winners, which I believe you're going to do in a few seconds anyway, Holly. But we were all told beforehand this is when he's going to do the announcing, so we all jumped on. But the way in which we all jumped on, it just kind of looked and felt a bit strange to the members.
Sorry,
so they started chatting about, hang on a minute, what's going on?
What's going on? Yeah.
Why all the officers jumped in? And then they started chatting about it in guild chat, and I found hilarious.
as well as the fact that they were told that there was going to be an announcement.
Yeah.
We didn't tell them what.
Made out that the end of the world might be coming because all the officers were on at the same time.
Same time, what's going on? But yeah, it was really funny. It was really funny. I mean,
most of us are on through the evening, but we all obviously come on our own time whenever we finish work or after dinner. Yeah. We never always jump on at the same time, so I think it was just the fact that it was so coordinated.
I think before the announcement, before everybody sort of logged on, there was I think it was just me that was online at the time, but obviously everybody jumped in en masse, not just sort of like filtering in through the evening. It was like, oh dear.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? Oops. Yes, it was.
It was. I think it was Pemo who picked it up first. She was like, "Hang on a minute, all the officers on at exactly the same time.
And there's going to be an announcement." Oh dear.
We're all in trouble.
Yeah. Anyway, that leads us on quite nicely to the announcement that Belle made on that evening, and I think you're talking through this, aren't you?
Yeah, this is part of the community spotlight section. We have our monthly member awards. You'll remember we've done this a couple of times on here, and it's come around again. So I'm going to start with the Guild Champion. Now, the Guild Champion is someone that the officers vote for based on their actions in game and in the community, and also based on comments from the members. So it's a general collection of everything put together. And this month's Guild Champion was Mac Julos. Mac has been like Alith's unofficial reporter for quite a while now. He takes part in every single event. He comments and posts on the forum at every opportunity. He's always helpful in guild chat, and he always goes out of his way to help other members. So it couldn't have gone to a better person this month. So well done, Mac. Very well deserved.
Well done. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, and I mean the posts that he writes about the events. I mean he promotes the events to start off with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we get a follow-up. Then we get a report of what happened, and funny reports, and they are fantastic. Yeah, unofficial guild reporter.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I even gave him a note on the roster. I don't know if you've noticed that yet.
I've not seen that. No.
Unofficial guild reporter.
I mean, you guys out there that follow us on Twitter, when Mac does a report, it gets tweeted. So if you like to follow us on Twitter, all these reports get tweeted. They're very, very good.
Yeah, it's usually on Facebook as well, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
He goes into the meat of the detail, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you're there, it makes you smile because, you've experienced the event, and then he tells the story, and it really brings back a smile because obviously the event's always good fun anyway. And if you haven't been there, it kind of makes you wish that you were there.
It does.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah,
it does.
Very well deserved award.
And then we go on to the member champions. Now these are people that were nominated by members. So members that have nominated people for being helpful, being nice, going out of their way to help. Any of these things are usually what happens or makes them feel welcome. So this month we have Asp, Mac Julos again, Maxim, Bladed Belial, Sana, Tyr, Fu, Christoph, Pema, Nick, Era, Ollie, Herles, and Sick. Well done, guys. You were all nominated by other members. Great job.
Well done.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think Gareth is going to do the next section.
Yeah, so next section is Above and Beyond. So this is where we really, really go into the detail around the members that have just actually done that extra step, So obviously, it's not just the officers that are voting on Above and Beyond, also the members, but it is really about those individuals that are freely giving away their time and their effort to kind of make Alith a better place. And we have Asp, Bladed Belial, Fu, Maxime, Mr. Redhead, Pema, Grievous, Ollie, Mac Julos, Nick Spain, Sick, Christoph, Hurleys, Unborn Wobbit, and Tyr. So again, you can kind of tell.
Well done, guys.
Well done, folks.
Guys, Well done. Well done. Above and beyond.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same names.
Yes.
Yes. We also have the party animal section, so specifically the guys that are on all the events, making them fun, making them, really enjoyable when you go to these events. These are the guys that are always cracking the jokes. They're always on chatting to everybody. They're the absolute party animals of Alith. And we have Crash Diet, who is hilarious on chat sometimes. We've got Nick Spain, Davey Wavy, we've got Ollie, we've got Carnag. Help me, Carnag.
Yeah, Carnag. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Mac, we've got Maxime, we've got Sick, we've got Pema, we've got Gothic, and we've got Asp. So well done
guys.
Nice guys. Yeah. And to give you
a few more nominations this time. Normally it's just a couple, but we've got a
That's
full
true.
This
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And to give you a quick example, my first trials learning raid that I went to, we were in Sanctum, and Nick was in a wedding dress.
Yeah, he's always, if he's not in a wedding dress,
something's
he's
wrong.
not a very good tank. Yeah, he's not a very good tank. As soon as he puts that wedding dress on, for some reason he just turns into this amazing tank. So I always tell him, Nick, put that dress on, otherwise we're not going to carry on. Yeah,
and then we've got Alith Elders. These are people that are usually nominated for being knowledgeable about the game or a specific type of play style or a race or basically anything. If someone needs help with something, these are the go-to people that can help you out, that know what they're doing. Yeah. So this month we have Grievous, Maxime, Mr. Redhead, and Herles. Well done, guys, and thank you for helping everyone else out. Yeah.
Congrats.
Now we have a humongous list of people, so everyone's going to help out with this one. Yeah. This is the senior member promotions. Now the senior member promotions are for any Alith member that has been with the guild for 6 months. So it's basically a little promotion to say thank you for sticking with us for 6 months.
And this is as an active member as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So can I just touch on it? The fact that it's a long list really says something about Alith, doesn't it? It does. I mean, we have so many members that have been with us for 6 months, active members sitting with Alith for 6 months. Obviously, we're doing something right. I'll hold my hand up and say, well done, guys. Good job.
And then there's just those that have been here for so long, we don't even know how long we've been here. These guys will be like that next year.
They will.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Who's going to start this?
I'll start. Okay. So we have Manglai.
Yeah.
Leonie. I hope I pronounced that right. Ketnar. Sir Jacobine. Ath. Arnie. Kark. And Callisto. Well done, guys.
Well done.
I'm seeing a bigger list than you've just read out.
Yeah. It's your turn.
You're next.
Right, okay. Okay, I'll do the rest of this slide on the auto cue then. We've got Legion, Raoul, Seppel 1403, Nesbuen, Adomas, Rafnir, Villa Strangiato, Indy, Stewbob, The Bug, Calendar, Maris, Jolien, Fu was here, and Six Nick. That's a strange.
Well done for pronouncing that. I would have been stuck there.
Yeah.
And Snick.
Ansnick, yeah. Anzius, Nizir, Zamalsis, and Ravenstar. Go on,
nice. Gareth. Do you want me to carry on? We've got Moloko, Beliga, Bonaris, Era, Exo, Irith, Rorin, Grumpgoat, Stolherm, Tominator, Relic, Fala G. Is that Fala G? Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Chermany Zenek. We've got Sind Relum, and we've got Vethlagor and Monet. So well done, guys.
Is that the list, or have we got more?
No, that's the end of the senior members list.
That's the end of the season.
But I'd like to point out that we have 143 senior members in the guild. So that's 143 members in the guild that have been with us for 6 months or longer. And then we have the events champions. Now, these are the members that have taken part in our guild events, usually organised and run by Claire. Thank you, Claire.
We have Matthias, Banbury, Uves or Hernlod, whose Christmas outfit this year's event was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. We have Palgas, Buckle Huckle, Bladed, Mr. Red, Hannah Hawk, Grievous, Swamp, Queen of Fire, Gabriel Wolf, who was hilarious at the guild events. His voice is so crazy, it just keeps going on. We have Jonger, we have Kremel Cacao? Kremel Cacao. We have Nimran, Gothic, Ollie, Ira, Irilak, Chechi. Yeah, we have Alfric and Christoph. So well done, everyone.
Nice job, guys.
Well done, guys.
Well done. Yeah.
Yes.
And thanks for coming to the events too, because without you guys, we wouldn't have any fun either. So.
Yeah, that was an awesome day, wasn't it? In fact, I won't say anything. Claire's coming on, so she can tell us all about it. But it was amazing.
I do have to say, it's nice to see that it's not just Jessica Folsom and the other guys on ESO Live that butcher usernames. We can do it as well.
Yes.
It took me long enough to be able to say Lonin. Oh. Okay, and now we have Claire on to give us a rundown of our events. We had a full Christmas Day event, obviously before Christmas, and Claire organised everything, and we all had an awesome day. So here's Claire to explain the day of events.
Hello, peoples, and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone had a very good New Year. I know I did.
With lots of wine, yes.
There was like 5 of us, and the bottles kept appearing, and there was food, and then we were in Westminster. My friend is in like a block of flats there, and you can go up on the rooftop, and it's really close to the river, so we could actually see all the fireworks, the Thames fireworks with the wheel over Parliament and Big Ben from the rooftop. It was amazing.
Yeah, the pictures were fantastic that you sent us.
Yeah, the pictures you posted were just awesome.
Yeah, those were really was my style.
That's cool.
But no, it was excellent. But no, yes. So before Christmas, I did do a very long day of Christmas events.
It was
I have my list. Yeah, I think Gareth was there pretty much the whole day, weren't you?
I was, yes.
Yeah, I think you guys must have logged up, 12 plus hours?
It was well over 12 hours.
Well over 12 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it was a long day. But it was good. Loads of people still turned up, even for the 9 a.m. UK time, early events.
Yeah.
People saying they'd set their alarm clock to get themselves up early to be there.
Not me. I made the next one.
No, so I think we did quite a number of events during the day as well. We had Officer Says.
Yep.
And we had our winners from that were Alfric and Hernlod. Hernlod won twice, in fact. Nice. So we had a few rounds of that. And then we did our racing, which is always immensely popular because we run naked around various maps. And we started off in horses, panthers, tigers, guars, whatever you fancy.
Running would be interesting. Well, a bit long.
Maybe. Yeah, I had sort of... Yeah, so running, I had sort of trying to work something out, but something along the up and down mountains and cliffs and stuff. It's you have to dive up a cliff, then you have to swim through the sea, and then you have to go over this way, and you have to go through this way.
An Alith triathlon, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a bit like a steeplechase kind of thing.
Come on the show, think of a new event.
So we had running through Balfoyen, which was, I think we had... God, I can't read my iPad because my eyes are all blurry. We had Hernlod and Mr. Red and Matthias and Bainbury won those races. Then we had Deshan, which is one of our longer races. And we had Shoots Hernlod again. He was doing quite well. And Pelgius. And then we had Stonefalls was Shootsfar, Era, and Huckle. So we had a number of winners on that one. And I think our cliff diving event was... I think we ended up doing like an extra jump or two, didn't we? Because people were just like, we want to do it again. We want to die.
Popular.
We want to die. It's like, if you insist, guild members. So we had a long list of people from that one. We had Mr. Ed, Huckle. Gabriel won several times. Bladed. Shoots again. Hannah Hawk. Grievous. Swamp. And Queen of Fire. So that was our cliff diving, and then we had the Great Santa Belly Hunt, where Belly Bob was, well, Santa Belly Bobble, Santa Belly Bauble, whatever you want to go with.
Santa's belly button, no.
Like he was like hiding somewhere on the map, so we kind of had like a bit of a treasure hunt going on where we gave people some clues and they had to go find the different officers and solve the clues. There was much complaining my clues were too hard. But they couldn't have been that bad because people did manage to do it, and people found Bell eventually on his yacht, which was a bit of a state, I have to say.
Yeah, I have to say there was a certain group that found the wrong officer twice and tried to skip a few steps. And we couldn't figure out how they managed to use that clue to get to that place, but they did.
They couldn't figure it out either.
Yeah, no. People had to order the right people in order. So, yeah.
Get the right clues.
Yeah. And I think our winners for that one were Gabriel, Gothic, Queen of Dragons, and Krumel Kalkeo. I think it's how you say their name.
Yeah, we couldn't pronounce it.
They were the winners.
We had to go.
So, no, it was good fun, so I think I shall be definitely writing another one of those. I'm going to make it even harder this time just for all the complainers.
Yeah.
This time I might try and make it just like lore specific, because I was trying to the one at Christmas I was trying to like chuck in like Christmassy clues and stuff as well, make it a little bit easy. Yeah, no holds barred next time.
Hardcore.
Oh yes, everyone's been warned.
Hardcore hide and seek, yeah.
Yeah, and then we gave out a lot of prizes because it was Christmas. We were giving out quite big prizes, so people were winning 10 to 20k for winning the events, or like from 5k upwards for runners up and stuff. So we gave out a lot of guild money over those events. And then we had Officer Hide and Seek, which was, I think we had 3 rounds of that. We had one officer hide first, and then we had 2 officers hide, and in a turn up for the books, all officers and Bell were online at the same time. And we had the whole troop, so we all went and hid. So that was quite a lot of officers and stuff to find.
And I have to say, the guildies tried to say that I would be found first, because going back in the history of hide and seek events, I'm always the first one to be found. Even though I think I've got that awesome hiding spot, they always find me first. And I didn't get found first this time. Claire did.
Yes.
Yeah, it was me.
I got some money on that.
That made my day.
You did, yes, that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a fantastic hiding spot to start off with in, not the reach.
On the cliff.
Yeah, as far up a crevice, or not as far as I could have got, because other people came and got further up the crevice in the cliff.
I'll be watching the word crevice.
Yeah, we had to give a few clues for that one.
Yeah. But then, when we all went and hid, in choosing, I didn't really get a choice after a while because I got stuck in scenery.
Yeah. But no, I thought I'd found a nice little hiding spot, but no, I was found. I think it was Ollie that found me when he went, "Oh, hi under there." I was like, "Damn it." Yeah, no, we had. I think Nimran was the best at that one. They found 4 officers over the course of the hide and seek. They did pretty well. And Gothic, and Olibo was 2 as well, and then Erelak and Chechi were also some of our winners. which was pretty good. And then we kind of ended the day with pretty much the birthday party kind of thing, but we had a Christmas fashion parade. I asked all the guild members to try and create themselves a Christmas costume. So I was thinking of like the colours and the design and everything. And then turn up later, and Gareth was DJ as ever.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was fun.
So it was good fun, and people put in some supreme efforts into their costumes. I have to say, they were some really good Santa lookalikes. They were very good.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and we think our overall winner was Hernlod, because I believe he kind of strode down the catwalk and then kept stopping to say ho 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 and doing a belly shake, which was
yeah, you had it pretty perfected, didn't you?
Yeah. And then we had runners up of Alfric and Christoph. So that was pretty good. And then everyone was like talking about the dance off thing that we'd had before, when we had the Spitting Argonians who had won that.
Oh,
they had
yes. Yeah.
They'd had that sync add-on and they were really good. So everyone's like, oh, let's try that again. So everyone started putting on this add-on for the sync on, turning it on, and then people were like dropping all over the place, and it was actually funny watching your character just been doing all this weird stuff. So then we decided that we would go and do a flash mob in towns around Tamriel and wish people happy Christmas, and it was so funny.
It was really good fun.
It was really good.
Total spur of the moment idea. Let's go and say hello to everybody and give them a laugh and a giggle, and it was such good fun.
The funniest thing was, though, we went to Davon's Watch.
That was the funniest.
Arranged ourselves around the fountain in Davon's Watch.
Oh yeah.
And did the full routine with sync motes and wished everybody sort of like, happy Christmas and, a great new year. And this one person commented in zone chat, bots reported.
Yeah. It's just go and report 18 of us on you.
Reporting 18 bots for wishing people happy Christmas.
We did have a couple people randomly join in, and there was a couple that just stood and watched us until we went away. So it was definitely well received.
It was very good. Yeah. I think we got about.
Did
we get 3 or 4 guild applications on the strength
we did
as well?
A couple
Yeah, it was cool.
Good, yeah.
It was awesome.
Great fun, that.
Really good fun one.
But it was a fantastic day.
And it was a good round up to the end of the event.
No, Belle, it was not a luxury yacht. It was a grubby yacht that needed upgrading.
Belle and his boat. Yeah.
And there was no nibbles at all.
Oh, you've made him upset now. You've called this luxury yacht a boat.
At least it's not a rubber dinghy.
Yeah, I should say we have chat.
It definitely wasn't a dinghy.
Director chat.
I think we've got a pretty good screenshot of us all standing at his luxury yacht at the end, so everyone can make up their minds whether they think it was a yacht or a boat.
My character looks a bit aggressive in that.
I think I called it a mini yacht.
Mini yacht.
Yeah. Not quite a boat, but not quite a luxury yacht. Somewhere in between.
So, like a bit of a skiff, maybe.
Yeah.
A skiff.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
A skiff.
He's not happy with that. Princess, you're fired.
It's better than a dinghy.
Thank you for the round up.
Catamaran.
And I cannot wait till the next event, and I'm sure the members will be looking forward to it as well. So thank you for giving us an update.
Yep, nope, there are definitely more upcoming stuff. Another treasure hunt. Maybe I'll work on the running idea. We have to rope in officers to test that one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And our mystery event is basically ready to go. We've obviously got sidetracked because of all the Christmas stuff, but that needs to be tested, and then that will be ready to unveil on the members over the next month or so. Excellent. Hopefully the next month. Maybe hopefully by the end of January we'll get that one out. So we just have the logistics of that one to test, and it's ready to go. So hopefully they'll enjoy that one as well.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
Good. Okay. Well, thanks, Claire.
Yeah, thank you indeed.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Okie dokie. So traditionally our next section is the Ask the Officers section, but no one was particularly curious today, so we got away with that one quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to ask me questions about my beard anytime. I will speak to you about it. Speak to you. I can't even speak, so I won't speak to you. I will speak at it. Cut.
That
was really. I will
hold it in my face and speak to it.
I will speak to you at length about.
I will help it grow.
I will speak to you at length about it. Yes. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
I'll just bend it up and speak to it.
Oh dear! You can tell it's been a long day. It really has. Yeah. And on that note, that about wraps it up for today's show. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you to Gareth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate, and Holly. Thank you, and of course, a big thanks to our team of officers, recruiters, raid leaders, and mentors for all the hard work that you put into the guild every single day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
And if you've any questions about Alith, or if you want to join us, if you want to apply to the guild, head over to our website at www.alith.eso.com. You can find us on Facebook, our public group on Facebook, where we're pretty normal. You can see us doing normal things. If you search for Alith ESO again. Twitter, our handle at Alith ESO. Please follow us. You'll get all the info and updates about the guild and the great stuff that we get up to. You can please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Webcast is available on iTunes and Podomatic, and Podomatic has its own Android app. And you can email us at info@alith.eso.com, or you can contact us in game, and the officer names will be being displayed on your screen, or maybe at that side. I'm not entirely sure which way I'm pointing. And additionally, don't forget to whisper us, each of us in game, for your competition secret message word. And with that, it's goodbye from us. Thanks very much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.